What up, though, Pistons fans? Welcome back to another episode. The Pistons came into this game in 7th place in the Eastern Conference and had a chance to jump up above Indiana, who they're playing tonight, and move into 6th place with a win tonight. But the Pacers had other plans tonight. They were having no parts of that. They jumped in the Pistons early and really controlled the game for most of the game. So the Pistons lose tonight to the Pacers at home, 111-110, and they dropped to 21-20 on the regular season. So initial thoughts. The Pistons came into this game hot, right? Winning 9 of the last 11 games. But I knew tonight this game was not going to be easy because the Pacers came into this game winning 12 of their last 16. So they're also playing very well. They're also hot. And tonight, Indiana hit first. They hit first, and they really didn't look back. They were very active defensively tonight. And the Pistons, you could see they were really bothered by their activity and their physicality. They did to the Pistons tonight what the Pistons have been doing to other teams that they've beaten this season. They forced the Pistons into turnovers all night long, and they got out in transition from run out dunks and layups. Evidence of that is the 40 points they scored in the second quarter, and much of that was points off turnovers. And they were trapping Kate all night long. They were determined to make somebody else beat them. They were not going to let Kate beat them tonight. But there was one player who really stepped up in that first quarter, but more on that in a second. Pascal Siakam, man. Pascal Siakam looked like the Toronto Raptors version of Pascal Siakam tonight. The Pistons could not really get a handle on him. Tonight, Siakam had 26 points, 7 boards, 7 assists on 50% shooting. So he had a really big game. And Miles Turner also was the other culprit tonight. He had 28 points, 28. Better than 50% shooting, 8 for 11 from 3. And we're going to get to that later as far as what contributed to him shooting 11 threes and making 8 of them. Jaden Ivey, his absence is being missed. And it was missed again tonight. When Kate went to the bench, there was no Jaden that could slide to the one in their staggered rotation and run the offense. But respect to the Pacers. They are a much improved team. They're becoming a defensive-minded team again. And it looks like they're not the only team in the Central Division that's trying to get back to its roots. We'll get more into that in a future video. I got a lot to say about that. All I'll say for now, though, is that tonight was the first time in a long time that the Pacers looked like a Rick Carlisle coached team. They just had that look about them on the court. If you know, you know. The Pistons, to their credit, did battle in the second half. The defense tightened up, and they met Indiana's intensity and physicality and embraced the challenge. And Kate was deliberate in the second half looking for his offense. They really kind of bottled him up in that first half, just really jumping on him and pouncing on him at every opportunity, just trying to get the ball out of his hands. And in the second half, he was just more deliberate and was able to make plays and wake up offensively. And one more thing before we get to the box, man. Can we please stop with the Jared Goff chance at LCA? Let's just replace it with motorcade chance. Listen, we all love the Lions, right? And we're all excited about what they're doing right now, their playoff run and their Super Bowl run. But come on, man, when you're at a Pistons game, be there to motivate them, inspire them, let them know you support them. But I was told, though, that tonight the chants were met with boos, and that was music to my ears. Let's get to the box. Kate finished with 20 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 block, 7 turnovers, on 7 for 21 shooting, 1 of 7 from 3, 5 for 5 from the free throw line in 39 minutes. He was getting blitzed all night long. And like I said earlier, the Pacers made sure they were not going to let K get off tonight. They were not going to allow him to get comfortable and to be able to get to his spots and to be able to run the offense the way he has been able to do it. They had 10 eyes on him all night long, and they were just making him uncomfortable. They were switching up coverages. They were pressuring him in the backcourt, trying to turn him over. And whenever he was set foot in the paint, they would always try to make sure another defender was always there. They were very active with their hands. They were getting deflections on his passes when he was trying to find a roller or when he was trying to kick it to a shooter. So their game plan tonight worked, right? It obviously worked. They tried to take the head of the snake and have to rely on other players to get it done tonight. And once again, without a guy like Jaden who can generate offense for himself and for others, who's hard to stay in front of and who has become a much better passer, he wasn't available. So I knew this game was going to be tough, and credit to Indiana. They had a game plan, they executed it well, and they got the win. Tim Hardaway Jr. was the leading scorer tonight for the Detroit Pistons. He had 25 points, 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers, on 6 of 14 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3, 9 for 11 from the free throw line in 30 minutes. Tim played a very good game on both ends of the court. And early in this game, he really helped the Pistons kind of stay in it. The Pistons came out very flat to start this game offensively. They just weren't able to get into a flow, partly because of Indiana's defensive activity and physicality, and the Pistons got down early. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. happened. He hit 3 back-to-back threes. Rule of thumb, whenever Tim Hardaway makes his first shot, just give him the next 2. It's so many times this season when we've seen him hit back-to-back threes. So when he's hot, you got to give him the basketball. And tonight, early on in this game, he was on the heater. And not even just early. He shot the ball well the entire game. He had a big 3 to end the first half when they were down by 16 that the Pistons really needed to stay in the game. So he really played well tonight. It was good to see that. He's getting more and more comfortable in his offense. And once again, being able to play the 2 spot with Asar back instead of having to play the 3 with Asar out makes a lot of difference as far as you being able to be consistent with your jump shot, because you're not at a disadvantage defensively. Your legs are not getting taken out of the game early because you're playing a bigger defender. So to see him slide back to the 2 is the best thing for him, and it's continued to show since he's been there. Tobias Harris had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 turnovers, on 5 for 11 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3-point in 36 minutes. So Tobias had a subpar game tonight, but he was battling on the defensive side. He was moving his feet well defensively on the perimeter. He even had a nice block on Andrew Nimhard where he swatted his fadeaway out of bounds. So Tobias was solid. He's not always going to be able to give us what we want offensively, but at least he's trying to find other ways to be effective, and he did that. Asar Thompson had 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 turnover on 3 and 9 shooting, 0 for 3 from 3. 2 of 2 from the free throw line in 22 minutes. Asar's ability to be able to push the ball off of a rebound is becoming more and more of a weapon of his. I've seen him do that so many times this season, and I've talked about it at length. But just the fact that he doesn't need to find an outlet pass as soon as he grabs a rebound makes it harder for defenses to get set. When he's grabbing the board, Cade's not even looking for the ball. Cade's getting down the court because he trusts Asar to be able to push the ball up the court. And that makes it really hard for a defense, especially when you're as speedy as Asar is. That ability that he has is going to create nightmares for defenses for a long time, because you have to set your defense up quicker because you don't have that extra second of the rebounder needing to find an outlet pass. So most of his points tonight came off of that, right? He really wasn't able to do much in the half court tonight. His 3 ball was not falling. 0 for 3, but I do like that he's continuing to shoot it. It's going to be a work in progress. It's going to be something that the Pistons just have to live with and work through. And he's going to have nights like this, right? Because he's continuing to work on that 3 ball. We know he's not a great shooter, but you can't afford to have him not shooting the ball at all, because otherwise it's going to clog the lane. It's going to make it harder for Cade to be able to get to where he wants to get to in the paint. So you have to be a threat on the court. So even if he's not making the 3 ball like tonight, 0 for 3, just continue to shoot it. And over time, as he continues to improve, they're going to have to really pay more attention to him. Jalen Duren was outstanding tonight, man. He had 17 points, 17 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 turnover, on 8 for 8 from the field, 1 for 1 from the free throw line in 27 minutes. So first of all, JD has been making his free throws at a much higher clip lately, right? We all know that he had a rough start to the season. I think he was in the mid-50s to start the season after shooting in the 70s last season. So he definitely was struggling from the line this season, but lately, not just tonight, he only shot 1 tonight, but the past few games, he has really improved his free throw shooting. So that's a good sign. But aside from that, if we get the Jalen Duren for the rest of the season that we got tonight, and that we have pretty much gotten the past few weeks, I'll be very happy with that. Tonight, he was very active. Very, very active, man. Both sides of the court. He did pretty much everything well, especially the little things. His screening is improving on the pick and roll. He's running the floor much better now. And he's protecting the paint without fouling much better. He had an incredible block on a Malice turn dunk. Very, very impressive play. So JD is improving, man. He's giving us the effort defensively. He's really committing to the defensive side of the floor and taking pride in defending the paint and just giving the effort and impacting the game with his activity on both ends. He had so many offensive rebounds tonight too. 17 rebounds. That's a grown man game. Tonight, he played a grown man game. His only issue tonight was the space that he was giving Miles Turner. Miles Turner was just firing. He was not hesitating at all. And JD was giving him just a little bit too much space. I think part of that was because JD knows that Turner can also put the ball on the floor. But at some point, when you can see a guy is not missing from 3-point land, you got to get up on him and force him to put the ball on the floor. And that's something I would have wanted to see JD do more, is just to kind of get up into him more once you can see that he's starting to catch a rhythm offensively from long range, because that was one of the biggest Achilles heel for the Pistons tonight. But aside from that, JD overall played a very good game, and hopefully over time he can continue to clean up those mistakes and improve game over game. Let's get to the bench. And man, it was a struggle tonight for the bench. The bench gave us a combined 17 points tonight. Normally, we know our bench is a strength, but tonight, not so much. Simone Fontecchio gave us 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 block, 1 turnover on 2 of 5 shooting, 1 for 1 from 3 in 18 minutes. So I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it. Simone Fontecchio stopped dribbling the basketball. I believe in his only dribble drive, he turned it over. And as I mentioned, he was 1 for 1 from 3. So his only catch and shoot shot was good. So I just need Fontecchio to continue to just shoot the basketball and not focus on creating, putting the ball on the floor. If you don't have the shot when you catch it, move the ball and move yourself. The ball will come back to you if it's supposed to. To his credit, though, I must say, Fontecchio did battle tonight defensively. He gave a lot of energy and effort tonight. He did play very good team defense, so I have to give him that. The effort is always there with him, and I have to give him credit for that. But I just want him to be successful, and I want the team to be successful. And the best way for both of those things to happen is for him to just focus on just shooting the basketball. Ron Howland had 4 points on 1 of 4 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So Ron really wasn't impactful tonight. He had a tough night. He was in foul trouble all night. Most of his fouls were from guarding Pascal Siakam, who was just unstoppable tonight. It was just one of those nights for the Rook Not too concerned. He just didn't play his best game. He gave the effort and energy, just didn't go his way tonight. Isaiah Stewart had 2 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover on 1 of 4 shooting in 21 minutes. Tone setter, man. He only had 2 points, right? But he came into this game immediately, once again, for the second straight game, making an impact. First play when he comes in the game, he blocks Malice Turner's shot and gave the finger wave again. Just like he did the other night when he blocked Cat's shot against the Knicks. Stu's activity continues to be impactful, man. He just continues to do the little things. He was grabbing offensive rebounds. 13 rebounds off the bench is crazy. And not only that, though, he was grabbing rebounds and making passes to cutters for easy buckets off the offensive rebound. So Stu was impactful as he usually is. And in this game, he and Halliburton kind of got into it. They were barking at each other this game. And just the whole feel of the game was very tense. You could see that both teams really wanted to win this game. And these teams don't really like each other. You can see they don't like each other. The way they played, there was no smiling on either end. There was a look of irritation on both teams' face all night long. And I like it. It reminds me of old school basketball. Malik Beasley had a tough night. He had 3 points, 2 assists, 2 turnovers on 1 of 10 shooting, 1 of 8 from 3, all 1 from the free throw line in 26 minutes. So you know Beasley is having a tough shooting night when he's missing free throws. And tonight he just could not find a shot. But once again, Indiana plays good defense. A lot of the shots that he's able to catch in rhythm were not there tonight. He had to improvise a lot off the dribble and trying to find offense in other ways. But a lot of his shots were not clean looks. And because of that, it threw off his rhythm. And he just couldn't find a shot. And that happens sometimes. But like always, Beasley always follows up a bad game with a good one. So I'm expecting next time out for him to bounce back and have a good game. Lastly, Marcus Sasser has 6 points, 4 assists, no turnovers on 2 of 5 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3 in 14 minutes. Before I get to the offense, I want to say Marcus Sasser's defense has been solid. He's been playing very tough defense. He doesn't take plays off defensively. He pressures guys defensively. He may not be the biggest guard in the world, but he's a pit bull. He's tough and he's going to defend. And that's what I like about him, because even though he's known for his offense, that's not all he wants to be known for. And you can see him really committing to that end of the floor. And I'd like to see that. Also, he looked for his offense, right? He was looking to get shots up when they were there, and he got some buckets tonight. It looks like he's becoming more and more comfortable in his offense as far as what his role is going to be. I noticed this too. It seems like he and TJ McConnell always seem to kind of go at each other whenever they play each other. Sasser seems to take this game a little bit more serious than others. So even though he didn't have a ton of points, I do like his mindset and how he really is just looking to be a bucket when he gets on the floor, because that's what he is. He can score the basketball. And he's also giving us a defense. So he's not there yet, and it's going to take some time, but he's getting there. So overall, I'm not too mad at this loss. I'm not happy with it, obviously, but tonight the Pistons lost to a team that is currently better than them right now. The effort was there, the execution, not so much. And Indiana's a good basketball team. And once the game ended, there was some jawing going on between the players at midcourt. And you can just tell that this means something to both teams. Buckle up, man, because we could be in for another Pistons-Pacers rivalry, especially when both teams are at full strength. But what did you guys see in tonight's game that I may have missed? Let's talk about it. Appreciate you hanging with your boy. And as always, Detroit versus everybody. Peace.